And this episode is brought to you by Bevel, the first and only dermatologist and clinically tested end-to-end shave system to help prevent and reduce razor bumps and irritation at a great value, all right? Now, anytime I'm on the road, you know what I take with me? My Bevel shaving system, and make sure that my face is extra flawless, extra smooth, and I always look cute. That's what my wife says anyway. So stop what you're doing and get Bevel today at Target.com or in-store or Amazon or getbevel.com/Casey. Now, for a limited time, take 15% off your next order with Bevel. Head over to getbevel.com/Casey. Promo will be automatically applied at checkout. All right, some exclusions apply. That's GETBEVEL.com/Casey. What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the Casey Crew.
Welcome. Hello, beautiful people. Hope you had a wonderful Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween to you and yours. Yesterday we didn't really get to trick or treat much, and that's because Logan had his final game of his high school football season. And why they played on Halloween, I don't know why.
Me either.
But they decided to play on Halloween. And we couldn't go trick-or-treating. Logan's game was at 7:30. He had to be there at 5 o'clock, which was too early to take the babies trick-or-treating. And by the time we got back, it was too late. So
they went trick-or-treating. We just weren't able to
We just couldn't take them. Yes. And the thing about yesterday's game, which was pretty dope, was I would say that Logan played his a school that he used to go to. So when Logan was in 8th grade, which is middle school, his middle school also had a high school program where it goes straight from middle school right to high school. And they really wanted Logan to play high school football there. And we were undecided. We didn't know what we wanted Logan to do. And to try to force Logan to make a decision, all year long, Logan practiced in the weight room with the football team.
Right.
And he did all that. But then when we didn't make our decision, they told Logan that he could not work out with the football team anymore. Once they made that decision, I was like, you know what? Fuck that school.
Yep.
You're not going to try to force me or try to force my son to make a decision based off of your threatening he can't work out with the team. So we basically said, fuck him, and he went to another school. So yesterday he actually played that school, and boy, did his damn thing. 2 touchdowns. He caught for over 70, 80 yards. He ran for 30, 40 yards. He had 5, 6 tackles, and he only played 2 quarters because they blew him out. So I was very proud of Logan, and he had a great season.
He did.
And shout to him. I'm excited to see what's next for Boy.
Yes, the whole team had a great season. We're very proud of all of the boys.
Absolutely. The whole team. It was a team season. They were undefeated. So shout to everybody that played on the team. Everybody from the coaches to the offensive line, defensive line, corners, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, everybody put their effort in, and it was a winning season.
That team's got some talent, and they have great coaches too. I'm glad that we decided for Logan to transfer into that high school. And not only that, but he's happier at this school.
Right.
He's having a great high school experience. His social life and everything that comes along with it has really been on a high. And surprisingly, he's kind of put down the Fortnite.
Right.
He's not gaming as much. He's not playing that many. He's not really gaming at all, actually. He's not playing video games now. He's more into enjoying life, like real life, not that fantasy life, which is kind of what I wanted for him. I'm sure that's what you wanted for him. Not to say that, playing video games doesn't have certain benefits as far as fun is concerned and, challenging the mind and all of that great stuff. I'm sure you could pick good things out of, gaming. But I'm just glad that, he's going out and he's going to parties and he's hanging out and sleeping over his friends' houses. His friends are sleeping over here. And that's, the high school experience that I like to see. So
absolutely.
Yay, Logan. Oh. And him and Madison are closer.
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
I did. Yep.
Have you noticed?
She actually just left a comment on his page.
She left a comment on his page?
Yep, she sure did.
People, you don't understand. Like, this isn't something that really would have happened before. He slept over a friend's house, and his friend has a twin. And the twin is a sister. And he came home from that sleepover, and he said, so-and-so and his sister are really, really close. I said, yeah. He was like, yeah, they hang out, they talk. Like, they say that, they're like pretty much how you and your brother used to be, because my brother and I were very close when we were coming up, even though we were 4 years apart. He's 4 years older than me. And he said, ever since you used to tell me about you and your brother, I kind of always wanted that for me and Madison. And it was nice to kind of see that. And don't get me wrong, Madison and Logan kind of have always had like a love-hate relationship. Like, I love to hate you and I hate to love you,
right.
So they've been cool, they've been close, but boy, like, I feel a lot of the time more like a referee than a mother.
Right.
And now that they're getting older, I think it is, they're starting to kind of come into their own personalities. They're maturing more, and they're seeing the wonderful things in each other. So now Madison will be going to a haunted house, for instance. Hey, Logan, you want to come with me and so-and-so?
Right.
Logan will be going to a party. Hey, Maddie, were you invited to that party? If not, you want to come with me and my friends? Hey, this, hey, that. And I think a big part of it is also now that Madison drives him to school every morning, because they both go to school in the same county.
Right.
I think that, they're bonding, and that makes me so happy. Yesterday, and we were laying in bed and we were all talking, myself, Rashawn, and Madison and Logan. And I don't even really remember what happened, but he came around to the other side of the bed and tried to give her like a big fat hug. And he started making like mushy faces at her. And she's like, oh, get off of me. And it was a different level of bonding that I'm so happy to see them have. So That's a little update on them, because you guys have sat through our family meetings and our different podcasts where we've brought the kids in and we've talked about some of our struggles. And that's just a little update where they're concerned.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of you guys always say, well, you didn't answer my email, or you didn't answer my DM, or you didn't answer my text. So we're going to get into some of your emails today. So that way we get to answer a lot of you guys' questions, and a lot of you guys are having situations and want our opinion. So we figured we'll do that today. All right. So now let's start off with Anonymous. She says, hey, I was listening to The Breakfast Club yesterday, and someone called in to ask E to explain that she is not in love or happy in a relationship she is in and has been in for years. She has been married for over 20 years and has kids, and just stayed because he's a good person and father, and now she's not sure if she wants to leave the relationship because of her kids. Even though she isn't happy, I don't want that to be me. I've been in a relationship for over 4 years with the best guy ever. I'm in my late 20s. He is 30. He loves me in ways I'm unable to describe. Sounds really similar to how I heard you and Gia are. I struggle with mental illness, and it makes everything tougher for him, for me, for us. I've never had anyone to love and care for me as much as he does. No matter what we go through, how much I may push him away sometimes, he always seems to bring back that love and tenderness to make me good. I don't feel the same. I have love for him. I want to, and let me start that over. I have love for him. I want to, and is always there for him, but I don't think I feel what he feels. Also, I've accepted that life doesn't always go the way we pictured or wanted, but I feel like I need someone more structured, who knows what they want and is willing to go for it without me having to push them. I just don't know if me overreacting or if I'm settling, not with him, but not getting the life I feel I could have. I'm not even sure what else to write. I need any feedback on this based on what I wrote. So what do you think?
Well, regarding the email that went into the Breakfast Club for ASCII that she's basing her email off of, the woman that's been with her husband for 20 years but just isn't happy and is staying for the kids. I'll say it again. I've said it before on this podcast. I just remember growing up, and it could be someone that lives in our neighborhood. It could be, a fictitious show on television. I just remember my mother saying on different occasions that kids can't save a marriage. Mm-hmm. Actually, in her words, it was no kids don't stop no show. Mm-hmm. Not that that's the most grammatically correct way of saying it, but she would say no kids don't stop no show.
Right.
Meaning that, and I'll say this in response to the emailer's email, in my opinion, life is for living. And once we stop living and start dying inside, and it starts happening daily where every day is a stress or a struggle or you're feeling doses of unhappiness, I feel that it's our own personal responsibility to take care of ourselves and tend to ourselves and possibly trim that fat. He can be a wonderful person. The emailer can be a wonderful person, but that doesn't mean that they're meant to be together. It's only for her to decide if they're meant to be together. A lot of times when things aren't going good, we concentrate on the bad things. We concentrate on the negative things. My mother always used to say, a person could do 100 things right, but the one thing that they do wrong is what you always remember, is what you always mention. It's what you always bring up. So right now, she may be in a situation where she's looking at the person that she's with as he's not ambitious. He's not a go-getter. I always have to kind of put a battery in his back to go out there and make things happen. And that might be the one thing that she's concentrating on, but she did name a bunch of other things that he does that seems to be amazing. She said that she's suffering from mental illness, and no matter what happens, he always brings her back to a happy place. That seems to be someone that really loves you. But that checks a box, right? And in relationships, it's not really about the boxes that you check off. You can go out there in the world and you can meet a guy and he can be everything that you check off. He can be good looking. He could be charming. He could be witty, smart, ambitious, successful, whatever your boxes are. Mm-hmm. And you spend time with that guy or girl, if you're a guy listening, you spend time with that person and there's just something that's not there. Maybe you made a joke and they didn't laugh at it. And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, like, bitch, that was funny, or you don't like the way they walk. You don't like the way they chew. Or maybe they made a comment about something that you kind of took the wrong way. It didn't even have to be about you, but maybe you didn't like the way that, they responded to something or a commentary they gave on something. Maybe, when you're intimate with them, maybe it just, you didn't get that feeling. Maybe there's not that connection, that chemistry or whatever. So it seems to me as though there's something missing in this relationship. And based on her email, she knows that that is the case. Listen, we all know when we feel it and we know when we don't feel it. And you don't necessarily have to rationalize it. There doesn't really need to be an explanation. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with checking off boxes. And if you're with somebody for 4 years, even if he brings you back to a safe, happy, sane place when, you're off the rails or whatever, if you're sitting here writing this email and basically saying, yeah, this ain't it, then guess what? This probably isn't it. So my best advice would be to take a few weeks, a month or so, and really concentrate on how you feel about this person. Really put everything on a scale and weigh out how you truly feel. Think about whether you can see your life without this person. Imagine being without this person. And if, in your opinion, you might be happier without them, because he seems like a nice person that just might be lacking some ambition, I wouldn't cut him off completely. I might sit him down and have a conversation with him and say, maybe we need to take a break. And you explain to him how you feel and the reason why you feel that way. And then maybe this way you can see what it is to be in this world without him, without his love and attention. And then you can make a decision from there. And that's, saying that he's willing to go along with it, because he may not be, but I would kind of maybe step away from the relationship a little bit. And maybe sometimes, the grass isn't always greener, or you get out there in the world and you realize that, life without that person is hectic and unbearable. And that might help you make the decision that you want to be with him, in fact.
Yeah, I feel like this. I feel like with social media, and I feel like with TV, I think people look at life and they see this perfect life that they expect to have. And life isn't perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. You said this man makes you happy. You said he rides for you when you have your mental illness spurts, and he's always there for you. He's your happy place. I don't understand what the problem is. I think nowadays, people are so looking for the perfect possibility, the perfect this, the perfect picture, the perfect outfit, the perfect this. And I think it's not about perfection. It's about going back to the days where you make what you have your perfect. And that's not necessarily, like you said, the grass is greener. Yeah, you go out there and you look in the world and you say, okay, well, I didn't like this about this person. And then you get into another relationship and you know what? The whole shit ain't perfect because nobody's perfect. And then what happens when you try to come back? Now this person had moved on, and your relationship that you thought you had that made you happy because you were looking for perfection, in my opinion, you don't get anymore. So if this person is not hitting you, he's not beating you, he's not cheating on you, he's not disrespecting you, he's not doing all those things, and there's something that you don't like or something that you need more, I think you have a conversation and try to work on that. But I don't just think that you should be like, nah, I'm out. Fuck it. Nah, I don't think I just personally, that's how I feel.
Okay, so that's not the standard. Well, as long as a guy isn't hitting you, beating you, or just blatantly disrespecting you, then
you give it a
chance.
Shot. No, you give it a chance. You try to work on.
That sounds crazy.
Because she told you a bunch of things that she liked.
Sounds crazy. Like, those are the givens to end a relationship. Because a relationship isn't suffering through those forms of turbulence doesn't mean that it's worth saving. Like, that's not the standard. That's not the criteria.
To you.
Period.
I mean, I
don't think that's like an opinion type thing. I think that's kind of like more like reliable information.
There's a lot of women out there right now that would die to be in a relationship with somebody that loves them, takes care of them, that does all the things that this lady just said.
That sounds more like the standard,
right? A lot of women dying, a lot of men that would be dying to be in a relationship like that.
Well, he's not beating you, blatantly disrespecting you. He didn't throw you down a flight of stairs. So you know what? Give him a shot.
No, I'm saying if that was the case, then you would never give that person a shot. But the fact that the only thing is you saying he's not ambitious enough, but he treats you great. He makes you feel wonderful. He puts you in a happy place even when you know that you necessarily shouldn't be there because the way that you treat him. And the only thing that you having a problem with is his ambition. Yeah, have a conversation and continue to push him. That's how I feel.
Well, let me ask you a question. What from her email was it that made you think that she's looking for perfection? I didn't really hear anything that made me think that she was looking for perfection.
Because
she was just saying, and I'm paraphrasing, this is what I took from it. Like, yeah, he's great. He lacks ambition. You know, that's true. But for some reason, this just feels like this ain't it. Because she referenced the email that came into the Breakfast Club where the woman was in a relationship for 20 years and just wasn't really happy. And she really just stayed for the kids. Mm-hmm. So that kind of made it seem as though, you know, she's in this relationship and she's not really happy and wanted to know whether she should tough it out or not. But I didn't really hear her say that she's looking for perfection. Like, don't you think that two people can be in a relationship and everything on the surface can seem fine and it could still just not be it?
No.
Like, there's no chemistry or little chemistry or just maybe not the dose of chemistry that one or both of them want.
No.
Or connection or seeing eye to eye or just a feeling. When you're with people, and listen, it could be things that you can barely even quantify. It could be a smile, a smirk, the way someone laughs, maybe the way that they touch you. And I'm not even talking about intimately. It could be the fact that, you know, a guy holds your hand when he walks through the street with you. It could be these little things that a lot of times people don't pay attention to, but if you put them on the scale, they could weigh so much heavier than something that really seems as though you can quantify it.
Right. But what she says is this. She says, I've been in a relationship for over 4 years with the best guy ever. Okay? I'm in my late 20s and 30s. He loves me in ways I'm unable to describe. I struggle with mental illness, and it makes even tougher for him, for me, for us. But no matter what I go through and how much I may push him away, He's always there. He has my back and he brings back that love.
Can I say something?
Sure.
This is my point. He's amazing.
Right.
According to her. He does all these wonderful things, but still and all, she doesn't feel it.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's the point.
But
she still does not feel it.
Okay.
If all of those things that he was doing registered and connected with her, then she would be on cloud 9, but she's not. So what does that tell you? Something is missing. And I doubt that it's just because he's not ambitious.
Or it could be that she's looking for something that necessarily doesn't exist. Like every night I go to sleep and I dream and I imagine and I think and I hope and I pray the tooth fairy will leave me hundreds of thousands of dollars and under my pillow every morning.
That lead up, I'm like, for what? For what?
Every morning there is no fucking money under the pillow. I'm imagining and dreaming something that's not
Maybe
there.
that's because, you're at an age where you're not really losing teeth. So that's just not even a possibility.
But when it comes to her, she has a guy that treats her like gold. So what the fuck is she looking for? And my whole thing is, you jump out and you go look. And then when you jump, you fall, you break your neck. And then when it's time to come back, homie's like, I'm sorry, I moved on.
But why'd you lead with negativity?
But that could have been their connection.
Why can't she jump out the window and there be a parachute? And that guy that she wants, that type of personality, that connection, that chemistry, whatever, he is there. Okay. And she moves on.
And then she moves on with that dude. And then there's something else that she doesn't like about that dude. She likes the fact that when she has her mental illness, when she has a mental illness problems, he's like, nah, I don't want to fuck with you, B. All I'm saying is,
it can go either way, but you don't think that happiness is worth the pursuit?
I see a lot of single women out there and I see a lot of single men out there. She wants to play that game. Play that game. She has a man that treats her well, that will do anything for her. And there's something in a relationship that she doesn't like. And instead of trying to fix it and communicate to try to fix that problem, you'd rather, let's say, jump. And then she'll jump into somebody that it'll be 10 times worse than him.
But that's my point, Rashawn. You're saying fix that problem. I'm here and now saying that I don't believe, based on what she wrote, that the lack of ambition is the problem.
Well, that's what she said.
But I don't believe that
it could be.
She may not even realize it, but listen to what she wrote. He's the best person ever. He makes me feel ways I can't even explain, or however she put it. All of these wonderful words that she used to describe him. And then she's like, well, he's not ambitious and blah, 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 blah. I've seen women stay with men who haven't worked for 10 years, but he had something that kept her there like glue. And she would never leave that man's side. I've seen that situation.
Or maybe she talked to her friends and she noticed that dudes ain't shit.
Again. Now dudes ain't shit.
I mean, that could be a possibility.
Hold on. No. It's just a thing. Like, you see women holding down households with deadbeat dudes all the time. And you ask yourself why. And you know what the answer is? Because there's something. Because there's something. And let me ask you a question. Why don't you ever, or very rarely, give credit to chemistry? It's like you don't understand chemistry. Or lack of chemistry.
Right.
Chemistry is everything. You can have two people that rate A+ on the life scale. You put them together, and just because they rate the same doesn't mean that they're going to work. What is that glue? What is it that brings people together and keeps them together? The answer is chemistry. What is that secret sauce between us that is so special that I do not want to be without you?
No, it's not a matter of, I believe that there's chemistry. If you're together with somebody for a long time, there is chemistry. Absolutely. It has to start from chemistry, unless you guys are together for a reason that's something else.
Stay in the country.
Yeah, right. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Right.
But I think people look at TV, and I think people look at social media, and they want things that doesn't exist.
I think that's true, too.
I think they say, okay, well, look at Barack and Michelle. Oh, my gosh, couple goals. Motherfucker, they argue just like me and you. Oh, look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. Oh my gosh, they're a power couple. They worth $1 billion. I want that. Motherfucker, they argue just like me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Rashawn. Look at Gia. Oh my gosh, look at them. They dress so cool when they go to Paris. Yes, but you know what? We argue just like you motherfuckers too. And once people get that through their head, like people are just like everybody else. They have their ups, they have their downs, they have their lefts, they have their rights. And it's how they handle those, which prove how their relationship lasts, which proves how their kids are in life. That's what matters. But if she's getting that positivity in that life and all that other stuff that she's saying, he's like, she wouldn't have said he's the best man ever. You don't say that with people that you don't necessarily, that you might want to leave. You don't.
So you can't have a best friend that you could be like, damn, she's the best girl ever, but you don't want to sleep with her. Like, you're basically saying,
best friend.
You can have a female friend, a best friend. It doesn't matter what level of friendship. You can have a female in your life that's a friend that you can be like, damn, she's the best chick ever. Like, she's nice, she's sweet, she's loving, she's thoughtful, she's considerate, she's kind, she's smart, she's all those things. She would make a guy an amazing wife. But in the back of your mind, you're like, but just not me. Why?
Because she's ugly.
No, what if she's nice looking? So you think that you would be attracted or want to be with any nice looking female that had said qualities?
I don't know. I don't have too many female friends, but when I look at you, I don't, no disrespect to you, I don't care how you look. You could get hit by a Mack truck today and lose both eyes and have a nose the size of the Eiffel Tower, and it doesn't matter to me because I don't care about your looks. I care about how you make me feel, how you have my back.
Okay, so this is my point.
Me. It doesn't matter about looks. That's just what it is, because I love you and I'm in love with you. I don't care about none of that other stuff. I don't care about tomorrow if you say, you know what, if you go crazy and start turning bipolar and every other day you have Tourette's and you say, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to walk away and be like, no, I can't deal with it no more, because
You're really
me,
intense.
personally, I'm here to the end. I don't give a fuck what happens here on out. I'm here. There is no chasing me away. There is no pushing me away. I know what I have. I know things that I do are not the best, but there's nothing that you can change and do and feel that will push me away. I am here to the end. Unless you literally take me outside and say, nigga, I am leaving, I'm here. That's just how I feel and what my relationship is. There's nothing small that you can do or big that you can do that can push me out the door. I know who I have. I know who I want. I know who you are as a person. I don't care. If you have mental illness tomorrow and something goes crazy with you, I don't want to say crazy because they don't like when you say crazy with mental illness, but if something fucks up, regardless.
Oh, they prefer that. Awesome.
I don't care. If you lose your tongue and you can't talk.
I don't think that's what you'd be worried about if I lost my tongue.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you can use your lips, you can wet your lips, but when it comes to that, I don't care. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. If you, like, some people will be like, "Oh, I'm here," and then when things go wrong, they like, "I'm out. I can't take it." I've been through ups. I've been through downs. I put you through hell. I've been around so many different crazy shit with myself. There's nothing that you can do to push me away. This girl feels like I have a great man. He treats me like this, but I'm out. This is how I feel.
But see, maybe you feel the way that you feel because you feel a chemistry with me. You feel a connection with me. She may not feel that. And that's the point that I'm trying to make.
All right. Well, she's going to jump out and she's going to wind up.
You already just wrote her future. You just wrote her future. Why are you being so negative?
She's going to be talking to Beetlejuice and then she's going to look back at her life and be like, oh,
Beetlejuice, though. Wow. I don't understand why you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree.
Basically, what you're saying is if you check all of the boxes and I check all of the boxes, then we should work. And there's no reason why we shouldn't work.
No, I'm not
saying that. And I asked you about the hypothetical friend. And you said that basically if she's attractive, like hey, why not? Right?
Mm-hmm. Because
in your mind, as long as someone checks boxes, then it should work. And that's a huge... I don't know. That's wrong.
So
it doesn't work that way.
So what do you advise her to do?
I think that she can take a dose of what both of us have to say about it, which is maybe have a conversation first. Take time to see if whatever she feels is missing can be attained in her relationship, if she can fill whatever gaps or encourage him to fill whatever gaps. But if that doesn't work in a timely enough fashion, I think that she should venture out. I think that maybe she can start with a break and see how she feels without him.
Okay.
You know, maybe jump into another relationship, maybe not jump into another relationship. It all depends on her psyche, you know, if she feels as though she wants to, you know, be with somebody else right away, or if she wants to take time to figure out herself or to just see how it feels to be without him, period, before she moves on into another relationship. That's for her to determine. But like I said, life is for the living, and I don't believe in spending time in something that's circling the drain when you know that it's just not it.
Okay. And this portion of the Casey Crew podcast is brought to you by Bevel. Now, it's the first and only end-to-end shaving system designed for constantly smooth, irritation-free shave. Now, 100% of subjects noticed that their skin felt softer and smoother after using the Bevel blade. Now, I take it with me everywhere that I go, whether I'm on vacation, I'm taking a one-day trip for work, or I'm just at the crib. I always look fly. What you laughing about? I hear you laughing over there.
You heard me giggle?
Yes, I always look fly.
I always look fly.
There's no bumps, and my face is always smooth, right? Now, level up your grooming routine with the Bevel Shave System. Now, the Bevel Trimmer is a GQ Award winner and go for the best barbers in the game. Now, when I get my cut, my barber definitely uses it, all right? So if you want more information, just head over to getbevel.com. And for a limited time only, you can get 15% off your next order with Bevel. So head over to getbevel.com/Casey. Now the promo will be automatically applied at checkout. Some exclusions apply. That's getbevel.com/Casey. All right? Check it out. I use Bevel. It holds me down and makes sure my face is smooth. All right. Well, let's get to the next email. How do I tell my son I don't know who his daddy is? What up, Envy? What up, Gia? I love your relationship and podcast. Envy, I enjoy you on the Breakfast Club as well. I apologize in advance for my long ass. You know, this is a good one. Come here, Logan.
Hold on. Logan just walked in.
The title is how do I tell my son who his daddy is?
I heard that from outside the hallway.
Right. You heard it from outside the hallway. So let me come here. Come here.
That's why you walked in?
Come here. So let me tell you something.
Wait, hold on. You didn't know we were doing the podcast?
No, I was like, what?
How do I tell my son I don't know who the daddy is?
I was like,
In
what?
walks Logan.
So I want to be honest with you. I'm not your daddy.
That's unfortunate.
Why is that unfortunate?
Because you're ugly. So I look good, so it didn't make any sense in the first place.
Shut up. Get out of here, man.
As long as you know, boo-boo. Love you.
He's about to cry. He's not my daddy. Daddy's not my daddy.
Belong to you.
Okay. I enjoy you on the Breakfast Club as well. I apologize in advance for this long-ass email. I would like to remain anonymous. Even if you choose not to read this on the podcast, I would be so grateful to hear back either way. I want to first say that I'm not proud of my body count, but I'm aware of every man I have ever been with and when I was with him. I'm a single mother to my 3-year-old son, and I am 27. When I got pregnant with him, I was in a dark place in my life, and I had to drop out of college. I moved back home, and I didn't have a good relationship with my family. It was hell. I worked 2 minimum wage jobs 7 days a week, dealing with rude customers and nosy-ass coworkers, and still couldn't afford my apartment. I was in a relationship with an older married man. He was 40 and lied about getting a divorce, etc. He used me and made a fool of me, but I thought I was in love. For the record, I am wiser now. Thank God for growth. Laugh out loud.
Yes, thank God for growth.
Side note, he can't be the father. The last name we had messed around was 2 months before I got pregnant. Okay, so he said this guy can't be the father. The last time we had messed around was 2 months before I got pregnant. When we broke up, I had already had a backup dude, call him Jake, I was talking to. I was young and naive, and I believed all the lies he told me. We're going to be together. We're going to make pretty babies, blah, 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 blah. We started messing around. About a month later, I found myself in another relationship with another coworker. It was short like a week, so I barely counted as a relationship. Call him Evan. She got names for all these people. Fast forward to the end of the month. Please don't judge. I had a fling the day before my period was supposed to come, which was also the day before I found out I was pregnant. I sent Evan and Jake a pic of the positive pregnancy test. Evan called me first like, who got you pregnant?
Rashawn.
I told him I don't think he did. We used the pull-out method and protection. But there was
a pull-out and protection?
Pull-out method and protection.
Hold on. Who does that? So hold on. Wait, let me just make sure I understand. So he wore a condom and pulled out anyway?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Go ahead.
Yep. But there was still a chance. He was like, nah, the other dude needs to test first, then I'll take one if it's not him. Then Jake called me. I'm about 89.999% sure it's him because we had unprotected sex the day I was supposed to be ovulating.
Wow.
He hit me with some, I can't have any more kids. I had a vasectomy bullshit. He said my ex needed to take a test first before he would take one. They both point fingers rather than worry about the child is sad. The ultrasounds were on schedule with the due date, meaning that I probably conceived on ovulation day. So when I had the baby, I sent pics to Jake and Evan. They both were still being stubborn. I had to call out Jake on social media, not even my style, but I was desperate. He agreed to take a DNA test if I took the post down.
Wait. Was Jake the one that she had sex with while she was ovulating?
Yes.
Okay.
He agreed to take the DNA test if I took the post down. When he came to the house, the baby was a few weeks old. We swabbed, did the paperwork, and mailed it to the post office together. I think he tampered with it. I mean, he paid for it and everything. But I will get to that in a minute. The results came back with only 1% chance, concluding he is not the father.
Mm-hmm. I think she means only a 1% chance that he could be the father,
right?
Meaning 99% chance that he is not the
Correct.
father.
I was shocked and apologized. At this point, I contacted Evan, and he still refused to take one, so I filed for child support, so he would basically have to.
Why didn't she just put him on social media? It worked for the other guy.
Since I had moved, our case had to be transferred to another county. I called him the day of the hearing, and long story short, he agreed to take one for me that I bought since we would have to wait a long time until the next hearing. We go to his house, take when it comes back, and he's not the father. I apologize, I'm crying, etc. The court couldn't dismiss the case until he took one in the court, so we went to the court like a year later once again. He's not the father for sure because it's proven twice.
Right.
Now I'm lost and confused.
Maybe Jake did tamper with it.
I don't know.
Right?
There were only 3 men I was involved with between my last period and the day I found out I was pregnant. Could it be possible that the guy I had the one-night stand with got me pregnant?
Wait, who's the one-night stand?
She said she had a one-night stand too.
Wait.
I can't go back
Was
up.
that the older guy?
No, the older guy she was in a relationship with.
2 months before?
Yes.
Wait, did I miss the one-night stand?
Yes.
Okay.
The next day, could it be possible the guy I had a one-night stand with that got me pregnant and I found out the next day? Is that biologically possible? Of course it is.
No.
What?
She had a one-night stand with him the night before she got her period. Well, excuse me, the night before she missed her period.
Oh, I don't know.
Right? That's what she said. The night before she missed her period.
Correct.
So you couldn't have gotten pregnant on Thursday and then miss your period on Friday.
Correct.
That's not possible.
Correct. Now.
That's why she said, is that even biologically
possible?
Mm-hmm. No.
Now when my son was a baby, he did favor this guy, but the older he gets, the more he looks like Jake. I contacted old dude to let him know he might have another child. He's like, nah. So I got an address and filed for child support months later. His sis called me. She said he's in multiple situations like that and he can't afford any more kids. So she knows he won't go to the court. So she would take a test for him. We took one and it came back that she's not family. What?
Right. There's no familial connection between the child and the would-be aunt.
Okay. Oh, so she took the DNA test to see if it matched.
To see if... You know how they do it on those crime shows that we watch? Yeah.
I called DDC and they said the only way that could be wrong is if him and his sis don't share the same mom or dad. I don't know that went well, so I don't know if that they did or did not. This is her writing. When I asked his sis on Messenger, it showed that she saw the message but didn't respond, so I left it alone. I believe Jake tampered with the test. Why? Because he stole my income tax from the year 2015. My dumb ass let him do my tax return, and police found that he had a card with my name on it and sent to his address with my income tax money. Can I even trust someone like him around my kid? If he's capable of that, he probably slipped his homeboy DNA in the envelope when I wasn't looking. Jake always wanted to hide me from his baby mama. They've been on and off for a long time. At the time his kids were 12 and 6, he appeared to be a great dad, and to them it just hurts that my son doesn't have that. I blame myself. Recently I found out where he lived and I filed for child support, which I should have done in the first place a long time ago, but I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better first child.
Any better first child?
Yes, that's what she wrote.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on a court date. I hope that he shows up and we get to the bottom of this. But what if he doesn't? My son is already asking, where's my daddy? I can't brush it off now, but what if I never find out the truth? How do I tell my son that I don't know who his father is because I made reckless choices? How can I keep him from resenting me? Hell, what do I tell others when they ask? My son is the reason I'm alive. Please help, Anonymous.
Do you need a sip of water? Because that was that. Even I must say that was a long one.
No, I don't need no water. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
Shit.
What do you think?
I mean, I would stop chasing these dudes around. I'll be honest with you.
No.
All right. I would.
No.
I would.
No.
Jake took the damn DNA test. Evan took the damn DNA test. The old guy, you got his sister to take the DNA test.
Okay.
And the guy.
Let's figure out who the baby daddy is.
The way she was moving around, she might have had somebody she forgot about.
Stop that.
What? It's the truth.
She didn't forget about anybody. She said that it was 3 men between her last period and her missed period.
She said 3 in a possible.
Spades.
She said 3 in a possible.
No, there's no. Okay, so as she put it, the old guy, that was before the possibility of impregnation.
Correct.
There was Jake, there was Evan, there was the one night stand. Evan is definitely a no, okay?
Correct. Evan's out of there.
He
Evan's
took 2 tests, he's home free.
Right.
Now you have Jake and the one night stand.
And I just want to tell you, Evan knew.
What do you mean?
Evan was the smartest one in this whole situation.
How?
He wore a condom and he pulled out. He knew what was about to go down. Evan's the smartest person in this whole shit. Evan said, I'll take the test because I know I pulled out and I had a condom on.
And he got to take the test first.
Yes. Evan was smart.
If he fails, then I'll take
Evan
it.
said, fuck all your motherfuckers, but go ahead. Evan chilling. Evan said, I know what this is. I've seen this before.
Okay. The one night stand, it's not humanly possible. You can't get pregnant the night before your missed period. You just can't. You have to get pregnant while you're ovulating. No one ovulates the day before their missed period. It's roughly about 14 days after your period, which is roughly about 14 days before your would-be missed period.
But how long can the sperm stay inside of you alive?
Like 72 hours.
Okay. All right.
So you can have sex on Monday morning, Monday to Tuesday morning to Wednesday morning to Thursday morning. That little swimmer can be chilling inside of you. And if you ovulate late, it's not on the 14th day or whatever 72-hour period in between that, you can get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's not the one night stand. If she is accurate regarding her body count during that, let's just call it month period.
And I'm not body counting shaming you, but go ahead.
No. Mm-mm. Yes, no judgment here. Within that period of time, it would have to be Jake. It would have to be Jake. She went and took a test with him and it came out negative that he's not the father. So it could only be him if A, he tampered with the test, and B, the sister doesn't share one of the same parents as her would-be half-brother Jake.
But I'll be honest with you. If I was Jake, right?
You wouldn't take that test again.
No. Let's say
only if you're a jerk and don't really want to know if you have another child.
No. But if I was Jake and I really swabbed and I didn't play no games and I put the shit in the envelope and we sent it out together, now you coming back months later, years later saying you take this, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not taking it. I took it already. Now I would think that you're trying to play a game. I took this shit with you.
If he really did.
If he didn't play
tamper
no
with
games,
it.
right? I'd be like,
But
I took this shit with you.
he was on some old income tax fraud type stuff. So who knows what kind of person she's really dealing
Well,
with.
Jake did her taxes and said, yo, I need that money. You put me through stress. Got me sitting here. I got a baby mom with 2 kids. She gonna raise the baby, the child support because she think I got another kid. I'm stressed out. Let me get this money.
I think this one is easy.
What?
All that she can do, again, if her body count is right during that period of time, it can only be Jake. It can only be Jake. It's either Jake or the boogeyman. Like, who else could it be? Or immaculate conception.
That's what I'm. I mean, you could.
That's it.
You could do the child support thing and put Jake through it.
She has no choice. She just has to file for child support and then maybe wait that year until the DNA test takes place, and then she'll know for sure.
Now, let me ask you a question. There's no way to get DNA from Jake without doing that?
Without being Inspector Gadget, like rummaging through his garbage or breaking into his house and getting like his brush or his hairbrush or his toothbrush or, trying to pluck hairs off his pillowcase. Yeah, no.
Let me tell you, because if I'm Jake, right?
You're gonna wear a lunch lady cap your whole life.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Jake, right? And that's not my baby. And you put me through the court and that's not my baby, I'm gonna do exactly what you did to me.
You're gonna sue her for child support?
No, I'm gonna put her ass on social media like she tried to put me on social media.
Wait, was it Jake or was that
Jake?
Evan?
No, it was Jake.
Jake that she put on social media.
It was Jake she put on social media. I'm gonna put her on social media and call her all types of whore slut bags because
Ew.
If
Ew.
I'm gonna tell you, we can be honest, you wanna lie. If I really give my swab and I say we do it together, I give my swab and it comes back and I'm not the father. Right? Mm-hmm. Now you're so thinking I'm the dad that you think I played with you and I think I did all this other shit.
Now you're suing me for child support.
You're suing me for child support.
I'm gonna be tight.
I'm gonna be going to court and then again I go to court and I prove to you it's not my baby. Mm-hmm. And you put me on social media and made me seem like I'm a fucking badass dude. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do the same to you.
But here's the thing.
There's no but.
You know why I did so good on my SATs? The process of elimination. Given a situation, there can only be but a certain number of outcomes. And once you start eliminating outcomes that aren't possible, you are left with the only possible outcome. And that must be your answer unless your facts are wrong. And I doubt that she has her facts wrong, knowing how many people she slept with in the 30-day period. Give or take a couple of days.
Correct.
Right? It's not Evan. It's not the one night stand. And the old dude was before the period that we're talking about. So it has to be Jake.
All right, let me
it would have to be Jake. He would have had to have tampered with the swab, and his sister must be his half sister.
No.
So all of these things have to align for it to be Jake. But when you eliminate all of the other options, that's what you're left with.
But that's the whole thing. You're saying it can't be A, it can't be B, it can't be C.
Right.
I'm D. Mm-hmm. But what about E?
E didn't exist unless she has her facts wrong.
You don't know who E is. E could be somebody else. E could be somebody else.
She's delivering the narrative. She's saying there is no E.
I don't know. If I'm Jake, I'm I don't know.
She's not going to lie to us. She sent us an email.
Nah. Maybe she forgot.
She didn't forget.
Maybe
she's not going to lie. She really wants to know what to do.
Maybe
so she's not lying to us.
We don't know.
I'm not her mother. I'm not her sister. I'm not her counselor. There's no reason for her to lie to us.
Hey.
So she's saying,
if I'm Jake,
these are the people I slept with.
It ain't me. It wasn't me.
I'm
Shaggy.
saying that if you're being thoroughly honest and you have your facts straight, then it has to be Jake. That's all I'm saying. So you have to sue for child support, but there is and then eventually take the test. But there is no world that exists where I'm going to live out the rest of my life not knowing who the father of my child is.
Now let me ask you a question. If you got
that's just not even an option.
If you got all these individuals, right, and none of them obviously wants to claim this child or even want to be they don't even want to remotely
it can be
a
for
part
my
of
own
this child,
sanity,
right?
It could be for my own sanity.
For your own sanity, okay.
Yes, so that I can know who the father of my child is. Because if not, that's going to be a daily pain. Every day she's going to look at her son and not know. And it is going to haunt her. It's going to be a gloomy cloud that follows her every day for the rest of her life. She needs to know.
What's worse, not knowing or knowing.
Not knowing is always going to be worse. I don't even need to hear the whole question.
And not knowing, and then this person not wanting to be in their child's life ever.
Not knowing is worse to me.
I'm different.
I'd rather know and him be a jerk and not want to have anything to do with me or the child than to not know.
I'd rather not know and say your daddy died in a car accident.
Then you want to lie to the child.
I'd say your daddy was a hero and saved 17 people and passed away, so the kid has a good idea of his father is and feels good, opposed to living a life where a kid is like, I don't know who your daddy is. Could be Jake, could be Evan, could be the old man.
That's why I'm saying she has to find out.
But even if so, and Jake doesn't want to be a part of this child's life, then what do you tell this child?
That's a conversation that you have.
I had sex with 4 people in 3 weeks, and
okay,
now,
so the child doesn't need to know all of that.
and I don't know which one your daddy is, and now your daddy
No, you give your child a designed truth. You eliminate the parts of the truth that would devastate them, but you're truthful nonetheless. You give them a solid foundation of the truth.
Your daddy
and
died.
You deliver it at an age that's appropriate.
Your daddy
I don't believe in lying.
Your daddy died in 9/11.
Okay, now can you go to the next email? What is wrong with you?
All right. All right. Let's go to the next email. They're all fucking long. Okay. How do I break up with my girl? Gear and envy. I swear it feels like I know the both of you personally. I've listened to every single KC Crew podcast, as well as all of the Breakfast Club. Please respond. If you don't respond on air, I usually don't listen to anyone's advice and keep my relationships extra personal. But I take both advice from you guys. I'm 33 years old. I've been with my girl for almost 5 years. She's a beautiful person on the inside and out. If you ask her, she'd probably say our relationship is great except for 2 things.
Can I just pause you right now?
What?
It's going just like the other email.
No, but they're about to tell us why.
Yes, hold on. I'm just pointing out a correlation that I have noticed. Continue.
Okay. She feels like I don't let her in. She says I don't tell her everything that's going on with me. She wants to know everything, but I feel like no one on this earth knows everything about me. I try to let her in, and I feel like I do let her in, but she feels otherwise. 2, she wants way more sex. The problem is I'm no longer attracted to her. For the past 1.5 years or so, maybe longer, there's no attraction. I love her so much, I'm just not in love with her anymore. She has a great odor I just can't deal with. We have
wait.
No, he didn't say that. I just put that out there. We have
Wait, can you go back to the last actual written sentence, please?
Okay. I love her so much, and I'm just not in love with her. We have a great friendship, and that's the reason I haven't said anything to her about this. I don't want to hurt her. We've been living together for about 3 years. We don't have any kids together. I have tried to get my feelings back for her, but it's not there anymore. How do I break up with her?
Go. So hold on. Can I just point out that the first emailer is not the only person going through this?
Correct.
She's a beautiful person. I think he said inside and out. Accolades, accolades, accolades. But I'm just not attracted to her anymore. They are missing the chemistry that I'm talking about.
All right. This is easy. I mean, you just tell her. You guys are not in a relationship where you guys are married. You guys did an oath in front of God. You guys don't have any kids. There is no nothing. You guys are just dating. You're just dating, and it is what it is. What's
so
the
was the first emailer. Why wasn't
the first person?
Hold on. Why wasn't your advice the same? How can you contradict yourself within like 26 minutes?
Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me see. Because the first email, I thought they were married and had kids.
No.
Oh,
she referred. Listen. I don't. Now you have.
I said it wrong.
You have
My bad.
completely been disqualified from giving anybody any advice.
No, I thought they were together.
It's a wrap. It's a dub. I will take it from here.
Let me just tell you. Yeah.
How dare you? Hold on.
bounce.
Wait. No. Stop. You stop. I feel like this is being sexist now. The first emailer, she has to give him a chance.
No.
This.
I thought they were married.
What about who cares about a connection?
I read it wrong.
The grass isn't greener.
That's true.
Why can't she just make it work? Now this. I mean, that's simple. Just tell her. It's over. It's a dub. It's a wrap. Peace. Feeling kind of sexist to me.
No, it's not. Let me tell you why. I didn't read the whole thing. When I seen 20 years, but that was when she said somebody called the radio.
Stop it, you're lying. I pointed that out. I pointed it out like 2 or 3 times.
I thought they were married and together. I thought they were married and together for a while.
During my commentary, I said that she referred to someone that emailed the Breakfast Club that was in a relationship for 20 years. In case that was lost on you, I pointed it out at least 2 or 3 times. If you guys don't remember, hit the rewind button. That is what I said.
Well,
this is sounding sexist. Don't try to dig yourself out of this hole. Just own it.
No.
Why is it his point of view in your eyes to be, oh, it's a dub? Get rid of her.
No,
just tell her.
I just say
let her have it.
I just say just tell her. I mean,
give her the old 1-2.
They're just dating. It's totally different.
So is other people.
Then I feel
These
the same
people
way.
are actually together longer. This emailer's been in a relationship with the girl for 5 years. The first emailer's been in a relationship with the guy for 4 years.
No, this one is 3 years. So you don't listen to me. You don't listen to me when I read.
No, just go back. If I'm wrong about the amount of time, I'll eat it.
You're wrong.
Let me see. Just go ahead.
What will you eat? Let me see. Hold on. I've been with my girl. Okay, yeah, you're right.
I knew I was right. Because I'm always right. 5 years.
That's your problem. You always think you're right.
No, I was right. That's a fact. They've been together for 5 years. That's a fact.
So they're dating.
The other relationship, they've been together for 4 years. That one, we spent, I don't even know how long,
They've been
with
dating.
you pretty much saying that she has to just move on. The only thing that he's missing is that he's not ambitious. You talk about it. They got to talk. They must talk. They have to talk. This person, it's easy. Just tell her. What's the problem?
Okay.
Like, we don't even need to spend any time on this. It's easy.
But the first one didn't say she was.
Shame on you.
The first
Hold
one,
on. Can you eat it? I didn't mean that.
I tried to eat it the other day.
No. Stop. Don't.
I tried to eat it the other day.
Stop. Don't.
You had me eating it for 45 minutes. I was sneezing in the shit. I tried to eat it for 45 minutes the other day. Tried to kill me. I had a cold, so I had nothing but Uchi juice in my nose. I couldn't even breathe. You want me to eat it again? So like I said, so between the two,
shame on you for
you're
all
right.
different types of reasons.
No, you're right. But she never said she wasn't attracted to the guy. She just said he wasn't ambitious. This one, he said he's not attracted.
Now because he's not attracted to her, that's when the dam breaks. That's the reason. Forget chemistry, connection, unspoken things that just draw us together and serve as glue. Oh, you're not attracted to her? Just dump the bitch. You know what? I can't. I'm done with you.
So what's your opinion on this?
Rashawn, I want you to finish. I'm sorry. I've been cutting you off.
I would just say that if you're not attracted to her and you don't feel like you can get that attraction back, then I think you need to have the conversation and continue on. That's all I have to say. And you?
You need to have the conversation and what?
And move on. Because you don't want to lead her on. You don't want to, push her on, and that's something that you're fighting with. But if that's the case, then you just have to, move on.
Okay, so real talk, Rashawn.
Yes.
Okay. I was kidding, but serious. Real talk. In this situation, why isn't it your instinct to say, all right, well, you may not be attracted to her, but, the other things that are so important, she's a beautiful person, et cetera, and so forth, those are things worth fighting for.
Because
really, why
because it's
wasn't
only,
the other...
It's only been 4 years.
5.
No, close to 5 years.
No, they said 5.
They said close to 5 years.
Okay.
So, at that point, there's nothing connecting them together forever, in my opinion.
No, but really, there was nothing connecting them together on the other for the other emailer. So seriously,
I thought the other email was married. I didn't know that they were just in a relationship. If they're just in a relationship, I would say that this is still early on. 4 years is still early on, especially if you're thinking about spending the rest of your life with somebody. Then I would definitely say, hey, try to figure out why the attraction is not there. And if you don't feel like you can get that again, then I would let it go. But that's what I would do. It's different. It's not like they've been married for 10 years or 12 years or married for 20 years and it's something else. I'm
just going to give my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that your response is a little sexist. So I think that that's foul. And 2, I think that when you put attraction on one side of the scale and then you put connection, chemistry, and just special sauce on the other side of the scale, attraction tips it for you. So for you, it seems like, oh, you're not attracted to her, then deuces.
No, and the reason I'm saying that is because, and I'll be honest with you.
And hold on, I feel that way. But at least I'm even keeled. My opinion isn't going to sway from email to email.
You still got to look at somebody and be able to be like, oh, I can like them.
No, I can be attracted to them. He likes her.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, this is the whole thing. You can't change attraction, right? Or maybe you can. Maybe you can fall out of love with somebody and then fall back in love with somebody. But it's you don't hear that too much. But if somebody's doing something that you don't like, that can be changed behavior. If it's ambition and the reason why you're not liking somebody and they change their ambition and then you start liking them, that's different. But if I honestly can't look at you, I can't stand you, I'm not attracted to you.
He didn't say all of that.
But
He just said he's not attracted to her.
But if that's
anymore.
the case, then it's going to be difficult.
And I agree. I agree. I personally think that attraction is extremely important for this survival of a love relationship where sex is involved, where most love relationships, sex is involved. It's a part of being with someone, you know? And if you are with someone that you are just genuinely not attracted to, that, you know, when you see them, you don't want to rip their clothes off, or, you know, you don't think about them sexually during the day, or, you know, when you're with them, there isn't that magnetism between the two of you where you want to touch them, you want to feel their body, you want to caress them, you want to see them naked, you want to, you know, spend intimate time with them. If you're not having those feelings, then that person, in my opinion, is not your person. That person is not for you. It's foul. It's not nice to say, but I think that it is a reality. I know that I could not be in a relationship with someone that I was not attracted to. And, you know, attraction is different for different people. You know, attractive doesn't mean that, you know, you have to be the best looking person. It doesn't necessarily even have to mean that you have to be a good looking person. Attraction for some people can be that. Attraction for other people can be a personality. For other people, it can be a swag. For other people, it can be the way you move, or, you know, the way you are sexually, or the way you talk. Attraction comes in so many, attractiveness comes in so many different forms, and it's different for each person. You know, I've probably found people attractive that my friends might have been like, ooh, and maybe the same thing, the way that I look at people that they might have been attracted to. It's just everybody has their own equation. And for whatever reason, he's not attracted to the person that he's with. And for that reason, I think that, you know, it's reasonable that he doesn't want to be with her. So now the question is, how does he break up with someone who apparently is very sweet and that he loves otherwise? And hold on, let me just say, he probably loves her like a friend. Like what I was talking about, you know, the hypothetical friend, you know, you can have somebody that checks all the boxes, but that, you know, they'd make somebody else a great wife, but just not you.
Right.
There just might not be that chemistry or that attraction.
He just has to be honest. Just has to be honest.
Go ahead. I need more from you.
And I just say, hey, just be honest. You know, I love you to death, but this is not working for me. I am.
Should he tell her that he's not attracted to her?
Yes.
You think he should tell her that?
Absolutely.
I love honesty, but I have to think about that. I don't.
Absolutely. Tell her the truth.
I'm not attracted to you anymore.
Correct.
I love you, and I think you're a wonderful person. I'm just not attracted to you anymore. Wow. It's hard to say something like that to someone that is a beautiful person.
And I'm sure that it's going to be hard to accept that for her. I mean, I'm 100% sure. I could imagine if somebody said they weren't attracted to me and how I would feel.
That could damage her forever.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I mean, I think he needs to be honest.
It can create insecurities.
Right, but I think he needs to be honest.
And then he may have to go into depth about what it is that he's not attracted to anymore. That would be very, very difficult. I'm trying to think if there is an alternative.
No, just got to be truthful. We talk about honesty and truth.
No, I love honesty.
Just got to be truthful.
But I'm just wondering if there's any way that he can be honest without being savage. Because that's kind of savage.
It is savage, but that's the truth. I mean, he doesn't have to say it and, hey, I'm not attracted to you.
He's not putting on your shoes, it's making noise.
Sorry.
Stop that.
He just has to say, I'm not attracted to you. And tell her the reasons why. Tell her everything that he does like, but in this relationship, it's just how he feels.
I guess because there is no alternative that I can come up with, because I'm thinking really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that you are right, that he has to tell her blatantly. And they live together.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I would say that, when he does that, his timing should line up with him having an alternative place to live if he's going to be the one that's going to move out, because you don't want to drop a bomb like that on someone and then have to continue to live with them.
Correct.
And look at them in the face every day and have them suffer through looking at you in the face every day.
Right.
So I think that it should be pretty swift. You tell her, you break up with her, and then let her know that you're planning on moving out.
I agree.
Sad.
All right. Well,
alrighty.
It's time to get up out of here. We'll see you guys next week. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And that was another edition of the KC Crew.
Toodles.